What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the new feature that I'm most excited about in Marvel Spider-Man 2, and I'll get right to it and we'll explain why. It's the idea that when you're swinging throughout this city, and people that have experienced this at the preview event, you can be playing as one or the other, and it's possible that you can run into the other Spider-Man. They could be arriving at a crime and basically be completing it or helping you do it. You could be doing a crime, and the other Spider-Man will swing up and help you actively as you've already started it. I believe they even said that just as you're swinging in general, you can see another Spider-Man from time to time doing something, swinging throughout the city and just completing whatever it is that they might be completing. Now, I want to make this known before we get too far in. I understand that this is not like a new, in terms of the gaming industry, has this been done before? Yeah. So this is not literally the first time we've ever experienced something like this, but I know this made a lot of people very, very happy. And it's kind of like trickled in, I think, after the preview event, right? We had a lot of info that day after, but then as the days went on, we had a couple people saying, hey, did anybody else, is anybody else doing a crime? And then all of a sudden the other Spider-Man came in and finished it, and then it was confirmed that that could happen, and then you had other people that were at the event that said the same thing happened for them. It makes the world feel alive. And if you've been around the channel for any length of time, I've talked about when it comes to open world games, the number one thing that I look for in them is for the world to feel dynamic, moving, as if there's things happening. And nothing really makes things feel like they're being lived in more than when you know there's the other superhero in the game, and then when you're going around the city, you just see them, right? Like, that's, you would think that's like a basic fundamental, but honestly, I mean, you think about it, right? Pretty hard. You have to program that AI to be pretty darn sophisticated. You got to train it, obviously, through programming, all that stuff, to, again, be able to kind of just act independently, or when you're doing something in a crime, for them to sometimes show up, for them to sometimes not show up. I think that's a really big step in, again, making the city feel like, yeah, there's obviously two of you. You're playing as one, but that doesn't mean the other one's dead, right? Like, the other one is not being active, just sitting at home all day. They are actively doing things, and because it's a gigantic city with a lot of stuff going on, and crimes, I mean, as we know in these fictional cities, they happen like every 5 minutes. I don't know how people get elected there. Well, obviously, they might be busy, and you might see them if you kind of run into them. You might not see them because it's such a big area kind of to explore. So I know this might be small to some people, but I'm not trying to like clickbait in literally any way. I think of any new thing we've seen, and I would go so far to say like the symbiote suit, the abilities with the, like, all of that stuff. Obviously, like, there's probably some story elements that'll beat it, you know, when the game comes out, and I might say, oh yeah, that's a little bit better than it. But I'd say overall, from everything we've heard, to the web swinging, the additions to it, or that water gliding we've talked about in the past, I think the thing I'm most excited to see, and also just kind of like happy, like it makes me perk up in terms of hearing it, is that it makes the world, I think, feel more alive and dynamic than anything else they've announced. And not to say that anything else they've announced hasn't been good. I think this is just a step above. Again, not necessarily original, but something that, because you have both of them, I'll be honest, I didn't really think about it. I mean, it's something that I've always kind of wanted, or like I said, you know, when you have a game with multiple heroes, or a game with just multiple characters in general, if you're playing as one, the other one is still alive and doing things, so you would hope that they'd be part of the universe. Maybe you'd see them, maybe you wouldn't. And oftentimes, like, I think I've been trained as a gamer that overwhelmingly 98% of the time that just doesn't happen, right? So going into this game, I'll be honest, I didn't really expect it. I did expect when you're playing as one, you'll never see the other. So hearing this makes me extremely, extremely happy. Let me know what you guys think about this feature, or maybe what you're most excited in terms of new features in this game. Let me know in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. If you want to check out any of my other social media, to my other YouTube channels, our Twitter, our Discord, all the links are in the description below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.